It's Dad, horror movie Dad here, and I'm back for another D3, Dad and Dinero discussions. Myself, horror movie Dad, and my friend K. Dinero discuss horror movies, random horror movies, live, and we're live right now. And I'm going to go jump in and see if I can find K. Dinero, who is also live right now. He will join me, and we will discuss our next horror movie for the 48th time. No, 49th. So let's go find him. Let's see where he's at. There he is.
Bam!
There he is. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Turning up my volume here a little bit. Hold up. There we go. How you doing, man?
Good, man. I like the shirt.
Yeah, ditto, bro. Ditto.
Thank
Let me
you,
see.
man.
I gotta get my shoulders at your shoulders. There we go. There we go.
Okay, there
Is
we
that
go.
better?
There we
Is
go.
that better?
Yeah,
Are you standing up?
absolutely. I'm standing.
Dude, hey, this is a brand new D3, bro. K. Dinero is standing.
I am standing, and I'm actually. I'm trying to make a time machine. I've been working on it for about 5 months. So far, not looking good, but I'm still. I got my dreams. We're gonna make
Hey,
that time.
movie madness. You'll never guess where I got this shirt. I got it at Walmart a long time ago.
Bro, you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say Universal Studios.
Yeah, okay. I got another one from Universal, but this one was like a key find. Like normally I get some good ones, pay a good penny for the nice Halloween or horror shirts. This one I got at Walmart and it was like $10 maybe at the time, and it was about maybe 10 years ago. So there you go.
Nice. It looks
Still
crispy.
going strong, bro.
So I don't know if you could
He
see.
said I knew you got it there.
I don't know if you could see it though, but
Yeah.
inside the flowers, we got like SMGs, we got pistols.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta look closely though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I know K. Dinero got his shirt at a way better place than Walmart. So, but I know I probably should have never dropped that I got this shirt at Walmart. I probably should have said I got it from somewhere else. But anyway, K. Dinero is always coming with the fresh shirts too, right?
Got to.
All right. Does that one have a name? Do the shirts have a name?
Yeah, this is called the hibiscus.
The hibiscus. All right.
Yeah. So
So,
why don't we just get into it? What movie
yeah.
are we talking about today, Horror Movie Dad?
Yeah. So first off, I'm Horror Movie Dad, and this is K. Dinero, and this is Dad and Dinero discussions. D3. Hashtag D3. I looked it up. This is officially our 49th D3. Officially.
Nice. So I'm gonna get the big 5-0.
Yeah. So our next one's the big 5-0, bro. So that'll be nice.
So everybody watching there, tap that like button because we're at number 49. We're going to be at 50 soon. So we appreciate the love. And why don't we just deep dive into this horror movie that we're going to talk about that you can watch free on Tubi. We don't work for Tubi, but a lot of these movies are free. And to make things easier, we watch movies that are free so you can watch them. We can all talk about it.
Right. And Tubi, shouts out to Tubi always, because they always got the golden undercover gems of the horror world. It was my turn to choose. Last D3, K. Dinero chose Alien Covenant. It was an excellent discussion. And
Yeah, it was a really good one.
this time around, I decided to go with The Void. And this is the 2016 The Void. Because if you look up The Void, you'll find all these different Void movies, and you got to make sure it's a 2016 Void with the tentacles on the front.
Shout out to Raul the Boy who just joined.
What's up,
Raul the
Raul?
Boy just joined. Check out his TikTok. He's got a lot of cool stuff. His sister's got a lot of cool stuff. Her name is Bert Dez. And I know you remember Bert Dez because she used to hop on the D3 back on the IG days. So shout out to Raul the Boy. Shout out to Bert Dez. Tell Gustavo I said hi, and let's get it cracking, man.
There we go. Yes. Yeah, we started on Instagram and now we're on TikTok. So times have changed. So
Times have changed, but we're going with the
yeah.
we're going with the
What
flow.
I'll do is what we always do, read the synopsis. If no one's heard of The
Let's
Void,
hear it.
you know, and this one's kind of undercover. Not many people have heard of it, but a lot of people have. It's kind of a diamond. I wouldn't say a diamond in the rough. Maybe like a cubic zirconium in the rough. Maybe, I don't know. So, The Void, released in 2016. There is a hell. This is worse. In the routine patrol officer Daniel Carter happens upon a blood-soaked figure limping down a deserted stretch of road. He rushes the young man to a nearby rural hospital staffed by a skeleton crew, only to discover that the patients and personnel are transforming into something inhuman.
Nice.
And the synopsis kind of tells you what's going on, but the movie overall, The Void, is kind of confusing. You don't really know what's going on the whole time, but things happen and weird things happen in this hospital. What do you think, Kenny? What do you think?
I'm just gonna get right into it.
Before you get right into it, I gotta say what's up to Rob Loves Horror. He's in the house. Nice, good to see you, buddy. And then I'm checking. All right, thanks for the rose and the heart. Awesome.
Yeah,
okay, go for it.
Wait, who gave you the rose and the heart?
Rob Loves Horror.
Rob Loves Horror. Thank you. We appreciate the love. What I was gonna say is, I have so much to say about this movie. First and foremost, I think the practical effects were awesome. I think it's the first movie I've seen in a long time where we don't have shitty CGI. So it was good to see almost, I got the Thing vibes from this movie with the morphine of these monsters that occur when you're, I guess, infected. I don't know. That's what I got.
You know what? K. Dinero, Thing vibes all the way, but a very poor man's Thing, of course.
Like a Dollar General. Yeah. Like you went to the Dollar Tree and you got this. And
but it's still worthy though. It's still worthy. Rob Loves Horror. Thanks for coming by, man. No worries if you have to drop off. You know what? That was one of the first things I wrote down. This is the second time I've seen this. So the first time I watched this, I had an opinion, and then the second time watching this, I have a different opinion now. But the practical effects, what you got going on here, bro? Is this? Are you in the void right now?
Bro, I'm in the void, dude. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh man!
Oh my god, bro!
Is that under the enhance? Right? You would just enhanced your live, right?
It's crazy, man. I'm just out here, bumming it up.
But you did mention practical effects, and that's all there was. And that's the main reason why I wanted to watch this, because I remember when I first saw it, it was all practical. You didn't see any CGI at all. And and this was released in 2016, so they almost kind of made a statement with saying, you know what? Practical effects is always better, especially in horror, and it is always better in horror because it's just so much more realistic.
I know. I just thought the movie, the acting is a little, crappy. Oh, my phone's gonna drop. My phone's gonna drop. So I have my phone attached. Okay, I have my phone attached to this like sticky thing. You can slap it on anything.
Yeah,
and you can use it in your car. And so like I have my phone just barely hanging on the door here. It's just crazy, and I'm trying out these special effects. If you guys know any special effects you want to see me in a trash can or anything, just like say something down there, because apparently I was in a trash can earlier. But yeah, I think the movie's special effects were really good. Practical effects.
Right. So you're using CGI route right now, bro.
Yeah, I am using CGI. This is not practical.
No, it's not practical at all.
It's pretty cool though. Like, look
So
at this, man.
Where did you go? Did you just go to enhance and then let's see?
Yeah, so press enhance,
Oh,
and
filters.
then like go to effects. I want to see you in the garbage.
Where's the garbage one?
It's like the first one. You do like effects, and then it'll show. It's like the first one that has a garbage. And you just you go in the garbage.
I'm gonna go in the garbage, bro. Hey,
yeah, go in the garbage. Hold on,
okay,
hold on. So enhance, effects, and then there's like it's the very first one. There's like a pineapple one, and then there's this one. There's this one.
Dude, I don't have effects on mine. All I have is filters.
Maybe you need to update your app.
I might need to update my app.
Yeah.
See, I can just filter it, but
bro, this is me. This is me like when you've had a long night of drinking and you have a long way to go to work and you think you have to go to the bathroom. You're like this. Hold on. Let's see if it does it. You're like, damn, dude. Should I use the bathroom right now? I don't know, man. I'm risking it. I'm risking it all right now. Should I use the bathroom? No, I think I'll be cool. I'll be all right. All right, hold on. Let me go back to this one. So you can't find it?
No, dude. I go to enhance, right? And then I go to enhance. It has enhanced stickers, music, voice effects, sound effects, and dual. That's it.
What about trending? If you go to effects and there's trending.
Enhance. No, I don't even have effects. I got sound effects and voice effects.
Oh, we're gonna have to. You're gonna have to update your TikTok, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to the movie.
Why? All good, man. So okay. All right. So I like to say "so" a lot. I've noticed.
So.
Wait. I think I have to sneeze.
Oh, I don't. Let's hear it. Okay.
No, I don't. Okay.
You did not sneeze.
Night of the Living Dead was on the TV in the hospital.
Saw that.
The
good
original.
Good knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yep.
All right. The opening, I really liked the guys standing in the robes with the triangles on their face. The whole ambiance
I like that too.
And atmosphere of them standing around and just chilling. I really like that, and the score was pretty good too. The soundtrack was good all around with that. But what I wanted to bring up was the first, I guess you can call it the first death or the first kill scene.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hand that over to you, since you were so nice to hand me over the first kill sequence in Alien Covenant when it was your choice. I'm gonna hand over the first kill sequence to you for The Void.
Okay, so the first kill was actually, it was a pretty cool scene where an actual scissor gets penetrated through somebody's eye and a nurse starts peeling the skin off of her face. And basically she becomes infected by the void. I don't know how she gets infected, but what does she turn into? Because that was like insane what she turned into, dude.
I don't know, bro. They didn't show it too clearly, and this is where I say it's the poor man, the Thing practical effects, is because it was very flashy. They didn't show it straight up. They didn't show it straight up, and it was like her entire body was there. You can kind of see it, but then you can see it like a big old growth behind her. I don't know what the hell it was. But what was pretty cool was the tentacles flapping when before she became infected or whatever became weird. I don't know what you would call it. all the tentacles coming out of her mouth and eyes and nose. That was
That
pretty
was a
sweet.
thing. That was very okay, hold on. This movie had the Thing vibes. It had Dead Space vibes. It had Hellraiser vibes.
That's what I
It
was gonna
had
say.
Stranger Things. It had Stranger Things vibes.
Yep.
It had so many different like movies. And by the way, I actually watched this movie with my mom and Hank.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, and we actually ate a whole bunch of food at Applebee's right before, and there was a few parts that were pretty hard to watch if you had just eaten that, that 2 for 25 or that 2 for 30. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, watching The Void with your mom.
Yeah, hey, I think she was playing Candy Crush mostly, but she watched it, so yeah.
But you
Why
know
do
what?
all parents play? Why do all parents play Candy Crush? They all play Candy Crush, dude.
Because that was like the first one, right? Wasn't that the first?
Right?
What do you call that type of game where you're sliding the? It's got to be called
Like
something.
an app game, like Angry
Puzzle
Birds,
game.
right?
Puzzle game.
Yeah.
So that was the first one of its kind on the phones, and that thing went haywire. So
Yeah.
that's what parents do. They get one thing and they don't stop using it. It's like I don't need anything else new. I like that you said Hellraiser vibes because I got that as well. And I like that you said Stranger Things vibes because this came out before Stranger Things, right? When is the first season of Stranger Things? First season, was that
2016.
2016?
Yep.
Okay, so this came out in 2016. So, but
we
that
didn't
guy who
see-
shows up at the end reminded me of Vecna, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
And then that
They
whole
did a good
scene,
job.
yeah, and then the whole otherworldly thing and the guy talking in a deep voice, and I was like, okay, this is Hellraiser too. So it grabbed a lot from a lot of different movies.
Mhm.
I'm looking at my notes. Anything else you want to mention before we kind of move into the meat and potatoes of this movie? Anything else at the beginning you can
I
think
just
of?
think the acting. I knew the acting was gonna be kind of shitty. It was just like, you have to go into these movies, especially like in the beginning of the movie where the dialogue is kind of slow and lethargic and corny. When the cop's like sleeping, the cop's sleeping on the side of the road and he gets radioed and he's like, "Oh, why do you bother me? I was in a high-speed chase," and he's like not doing anything. So it's just like, I don't know, like the dialogue was kind of weird, but there was a few characters that I didn't really think were necessary for this movie. They were just kind of like fillers, like when someone puts out an album and they have like skits on their album. They had a bunch of skits in this movie. They're just a bunch of skits.
Good analogy, bro.
Thank you, man.
You know what?
I just came up with that.
Dude, that's because you got the music notes chilling, and you got the waves. You got the waves on your shirt, bro. Dude, I'm pissed off. I can't enhance my freaking live.
I think what you have to do is to update it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll next time I'll update it now. But hey, come on, hey TikTok, why can't I do all the cool stuff my man over here is doing? It's anyway. I like that you mentioned that about the characters because no one stood out in this movie. There was no character that stood out. Oh, there's always in a horror movie, there's always somebody that, and when anyone watches a horror movie, there's always a character that someone gravitates to, that someone can see themselves in, or just likes in general. But in this, it's just a bunch of nobodies.
And I didn't care for the two guys in the beginning that they burn somebody, and they're these two tough guys that just come in, like they just come inside randomly with two guns, and it's just like, I don't know. I thought their characters were kind of lame, and I didn't really believe them. But what are you gonna do? Like, you're spending all this money on a movie, you want good practical effects, very good actors. So I feel
Yeah.
like they went with good practical effects, which was cool because I definitely was grossed out more than a few times. And for everybody joining, we're talking about the movie The Void. You can watch it for free on Tubi. We don't get paid by Tubi. Wish we did, but
Yeah,
we're
hey,
just two
Tubi, you should
regular
pay
guys.
us.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just doing a review on the movie The Void. That's what we're doing.
Right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else constructive I could say. I do have. I don't want to say my final spiel, my big spiel about it yet. But I'm looking in my notes, and all I really have is kind of just notes of the practical effects. That's the only thing in this movie that has any weight. And that's the only
Oh,
thing.
you
I'm
know what's
looking at
so
all
funny?
my bullet points, and that's all I got is, oh, that practical effect, that practical effect, that practical effect, and that's it. So
A lot of a lot of easy foreshadowing because when Hank watched the movie, there's a pregnant girl, and right off top, he said, "Uh-oh, something's gonna happen to her." Like, what? When's it gonna pop out?
all right, and some weird baby is gonna come out of her stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, let's see.
I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Everybody that's watching this right now, I hope you guys were safe. Drink a lot of brewskis. If you don't drink, ate a lot of good food. And we appreciate you for joining me and Horror Movie Dad for D3. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Hey, good mention. This is a special D3 because this is the first time we've ever done it on a Monday. We've done
Yeah.
it on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, but we've never done it on a Monday. And we thought, hey, Memorial Day weekend, people are just chilling, getting ready to go to work or school tomorrow. It's D3 to send them good night.
Hit him with the D3.
So the that big weird freaking thing, right? That comes out that I guess it was originally the nurse. She comes out with the tentacles and it stands up and it's like a body with like face all hanging sideways and it's flashy work. I really liked that guy just hacking it up with an axe. He just kept going and it
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
stop. Like you think, oh,
It did
probably go
not
like
stop.
two hacks, maybe three, show some blood squirting,
No.
whatever. But it was like 10. This guy was just going wham over and over again, just hitting it in all different areas.
Yeah, they went to town.
Yeah.
They definitely went to town on that scene, and that was one of the better scenes that was that I remember. Like when I think about this movie, I think about that one scene because it was so gory, and like again, the practical effects were so good that hey, like this is something that if you're gonna watch it, at least the practical effects are gonna get you to continue watching the movie.
Yeah, and they were kind of flashy though. I've watched low budget horror movies from the 80s in the past that use practical effects, but they kind of hide them a little bit because there's flaws in the practical effects if they show it in a certain area because of course you have to have all these rods and people controlling it or whatever. And that's what I saw during that scene is the reason why they never really showed the big monstrosity was because of that. There was so many moving parts, and I bet you there was a lot of flaws. They didn't want to get on camera, so they did a lot of flashiness and close-up shots, but you never really saw what it was. So it also kept you thinking, like, what the hell is this thing, and what the hell is going on?
Well, void, the definition, right, is emptiness.
Yeah.
So that's like the first thing that I wanted to do when I was watching the movie. Like, I want to see, okay, the movie's called The Void. So what does the void mean? But we all know, like, another term for void is like, when you void a transaction or something. But this is different. This is
Yes.
going into void, the void, which is going into nothingness. And you see the void, actually, oh shit, my phone's going to fall. All right, we good. We see the void real fast when the cop like I guess it's totally new too. When the cop shot the nurse, when he went to the bathroom, I was like, oh, that's his first time like shooting somebody, and that's why he got sick. And then he passes out, and then you kind of see what the void is, and like
Right.
I kind of like the way that they made the void look. There's this Instagram profile that has a lot of videos is specifically detailed to what the void kind of looks like, but it's not the movie. but there's like some person who has like an idea of what it's like. But yeah, I don't know. You see it one time and then you see it again, but we'll talk about that later.
Hey, when it shows the void, and it showed a few times. It showed just like the clouds, or like a storm far away, and the clouds like moving in all these cool crazy directions. You know what that
Yeah,
reminded me of? The Nothing. Do you remember The Nothing?
the nothing.
Does that sound
Event
familiar?
Horizon?
Does
Event
anyone?
Horizon?
No, not Event Horizon. Think
The
of your
nothing?
childhood. Think of a childhood movie, and it's The Nothing. It's coming. The Nothing.
Oh no, I don't know what's the nothing.
Never ending
Oh my God,
story.
bro.
Ah, the
Only 80 babies
Nothing.
know about that.
Dude, the void's reaching into our childhood, man. It's nothing.
Dude, it's just grabbing us by I can't really say it, but you know what I'm talking about.
So you did mention all the things that this movie reminded you of, right? You said The Thing, you said Stranger Things, you said Hellraiser,
Hellraiser.
and didn't you say
Yep.
something else?
Dead Space.
Dead
It
Space.
also it also reminded me of the Resident Evil movie.
So
Uh,
I was gonna tell you, it reminded it. I got Silent Hill vibes from
oh
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
This movie almost yeah. Go ahead. I don't want to
no,
interrupt you.
I got Silent Hill vibes because I remember it's either Silent Hill 2, 1 or 2, possibly 3, where he's actually in a hospital, like running around a hospital, and there's those little things that creep around. So it kind of, and it's all muggy and weird, and that kind of reminded me of when they especially when they went down into the basement. I'm like, dude, this is reminding me of Silent Hill in
I
the
mean,
game.
how many horror movies are like literally always in hospitals? Like you can just like I swear like if you just grabbed 10 random horror movies or DVDs, I guarantee you one of them is going to be in a hospital or an asylum for a long time
Right.
where gurneys are involved and all that stuff. And it's like it just reminds me how many different genres like let's write a movie that's kind of like Hellraiser, kind of like Resident Evil, kind of like Dead Space, kind of like Stranger Things, kind of like The Thing, and like just get a bunch of crappy actors and spend all our money on practical effects. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Since we brought up, I'm gonna go off topic, but since
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
we brought up 3 different horror video games. You brought up Resident Evil and Dead
Uh-huh.
Space, and I brought up Silent Hill. So, in your opinion, what is your favorite horror genre based video game of all time? Do you have one?
Like genre based?
Well, yeah, just a horror video game. I just said horror genre based video game. Any game,
Okay,
any type of,
okay.
yeah. Do you have a favorite one at all?
It has to be the first Resident Evil 4.
Okay, that's an excellent choice. I
Resident Evil 4. It's been
you know
remade so many times.
it's it's hard for me to choose one, but I always go old school, and I always say Castlevania, the original Castlevania.
Oh man,
But
dude.
but then I got you might have if I had to go more new school, I would probably say Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 was excellent.
I have to play that one. It's on my Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah. So that one's good. Yeah, video games. I remember The Void being so much better the first time I watched it.
Bro, what about Slaughterhouse? Splatterhouse.
Oh, Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was hard.
Yeah, but dude, that's like the same kind of vibes. Wasn't Splatterhouse like a generic Jason? like a generic Jason in like a weird half like I don't know what the word is. It's like a generic Jason in like a living and breathing environment where
Yeah.
it's all gory, right?
Yeah, yeah, like the walls are moving and yeah. That game was
Yeah.
tough, man. I actually have that game on Sega Genesis. It's actually Splatterhouse 2 on Sega
Oh,
Genesis. I
okay.
think the original Splatterhouse is on I think it was on the Neo Geo or something like that. But that game was tough, man. I can get to the third level and that was it, dude. That was
Dude,
it.
did you know there's a game called Booger Man?
Booger man.
Booger Man.
I can believe it. On what
Dude,
system?
it was from the makers of Earthworm Jim, I think. They made a game called Booger Man.
Oh, okay. Just like
Yeah,
Toe
look
Jam
it
and
up
Earl.
afterward. Yeah, dude, that's another great game. Damn, bro, you're
Yeah.
taking me back into the 90s.
We're talking Sega Genesis over here, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna just freaking hop right back into the movie.
Okay.
Uh, I really liked my favorite scene of the whole movie was when they went down into the basement and they saw that thing, or I guess that human or whatever the hell it was, banging its head into that metal pipe.
Yeah,
That was pretty sweet. That was
that was
pretty
sweet.
sweet. And then the guy right after they see that, one of the guys says, "We're in hell." And I just thought that whole sequence and the atmosphere, and then everything starts to move around. So, and then that one thing, what's the one thing that chases the guy, dude? Do you remember that?
The one
Chases
thing
the
that
police officer down in the
is,
basement.
was it a zombie?
It was like I don't know if it was a zombie, but it was like upside down and running after him. You know?
Oh, yeah, and then he gets like one of the guys is like strangling him, and then
Yeah.
he gets thrown to the ground, and then you see this like like I don't know if it's a zombie or just like a possessed like infected creature from the void, and he just pulls away the guy in the corner, and I think he's like smashes his face.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I'm seeing people in the room. We're discussing The Void. I'm Horror Movie Dad. This is Kay Dinero.
Thank you for
If
joining.
if you've seen it, let us know. If you haven't, all good. Spoilers all the way through. But let me know. Let me know your opinions about it. Throw me some likes. Follow this guy, Kay Dinero, if you're not. And let's just get this talk going. Let's get it going. Okay, the reason why I keep pausing is I'm reading my notes here, and I'm trying to find something that might be a good thing to talk about. Let's talk about, unless there's anything you want to talk about from the middle to the beginning of the movie, let's kind of get towards the end. And that final creature that you see. Now, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, the final creature is obviously, when Hank first saw the movie, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what happens to that pregnant girl. Something's coming out of her." And
Right?
eventually, how is that thing so big off top? Like, how are you in that stomach? And then I thought it was funny because one of its foot just smashes one of those heads of those people with like the capes or
The
the ghost suit.
triangle?
Yeah, and there was a point where there was a point in this movie where like I can hear my mom like mumble. She's like, "God, this movie was so good, and now it's just awful." She was like, "It was really good in the beginning, and now it's just awful." Like it was just like gore, like mayhem. But I like that kind of stuff. She was just
Yeah.
like, "What the hell? Like, what the hell's going on right now?"
Yeah, it was enjoyable. You won't turn it if you put it on. I don't think you'll turn it off. You know what I mean? It was enjoyable. It's fun to see what you're gonna. It's fun to keep watching to see what practical effects they're gonna throw at you next. That final creature at the end. So do you remember? Do you remember Alien Resurrection? Can you
Yes,
picture
he
Alien
looks.
Resurrection?
Yep, the final boss.
The final. I guess you can call it a human xenomorph
Yeah.
hybrid.
And then, and then,
Reminded
and
me
then
of
it
that.
goes through the window. It goes
Yeah.
through the window and the crack, and yeah. Yeah, and he like screamed "mommy." He was
Yeah.
screaming "mommy" to Sigourney Weaver. Yes, accurate call. It was the skull. It was the
Yeah.
skull and the structure. But
Right.
dude, I remember in that movie that certain alien had breasts.
Yep.
Like it was weird. It was like it had weird breasts, and it was
It was
like
half
didn't have a
human, half
face. And,
xenomorph, bro. It was half
yeah,
human,
it
half
just
xeno. That's what you're gonna get, man. Some ugly, slimy humanoid thing.
yeah. They both. I agree. They both look the same.
Mm. And the final guy who I said looked like Vecna, I I don't I don't know. I still don't get what the hell was going on this whole time.
Bro,
Like
I
he's
have a
building an
great
army, or what is he doing? You know what I mean?
dude. I don't even know how. Okay, first of all, there was the mystery box with all the Polaroid pictures of like an orgy and like people getting dying and like where did this come from? And then that one guy that they found in the beginning was lured by girls to go into the void cult worship center at the bottom of the hospital because he's looking for meth. So he's like, "Hey, can you score some meth?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can score some meth. Just follow us into this hospital. We're gonna go downstairs where it's dark and creepy. And
Hey, the things you
don't
do
mind
for
the orgy."
hey, the things you do for meth, bro. Don't underestimate it. that's
Well,
how
he was
that's
probably
how
pretty
crazy of a
desperate.
drug that is, man. You'll do anything for your methamphetamine, bro.
Dude, here's my theory. Here's my theory.
Yeah.
Now I know you have good horror knowledge. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
In the first Hellraiser, who was the name of the guy that killed his brother so that he could marry or bone his wife, and he wore his brother's skin? He was the bad guy in the first Hellraiser. What was that
Okay.
character's name?
Oh man. I you stumped me, man. I don't know the character's name. I thought you
The
would know.
guy
That's
that
your
goes,
favorite horror movie.
I know. I want to say his name was like Carl or Fudge.
Yeah, I don't
The guy
remember
who
his name.
at the end where he goes, "Jesus wept,"
Yeah.
and then his face explodes. It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus wept. Who was that guy? Damn it! What was his name?
I don't
Anyways,
remember his name, bro.
my theory is that he escaped the Cenobites and went into the void, and
Okay.
then he somehow got his way back into the hospital and convinced to have a lot of sex because we know he wants sex and murder, and that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
him.
A nice crossing of the paths. Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now. The ending, basically, this ends by the police officer tackling the Vecna guy into the glowing triangle, and that's it.
Yep.
He got tackled into the glowing triangle, and then it shows him and this chick, I guess, standing in the void. As the nothing is coming all over them.
Yeah. The nothing, yes, the nothing.
It's a lame ass ending, man. But before I'm looking over here because I got notes. I got two screens in front of me. Like I put my phone right here, and I got these two screens that are like right here, and I have notes on both sides. But I have a big note over here that I guess I'll mention with my final review. But before I kind of mention that, I don't know, is there anything else that we missed? Did we miss anything, or is there anything else noteworthy we should mention about the Void right now?
I mean, there was pretty much two big scenes with two monsters, and that was pretty much the movie. And that was all the special effects. Everything in between, you had actors that should have been there, actresses that were just skits like on a movie, like on an album. Like you really didn't need it, but you needed to fill stuff. So yeah, I think think we've gone over the void pretty good, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, so I'm going to be glancing over here as I'm saying this because it's almost a whole paragraph. So I'm digging into my final review now. Are we ready to do final reviews?
Yeah.
We are. Okay. So it was questionable to me in two different ways. Okay, and it's two different questionables. Number one is the writing and the plot is completely questionable. There's tons of plot holes, right? Now, was that done on purpose or not? I don't know. Was it just like, let's just throw a bunch of garbage out here and try to make this thing smart even though it's really stupid? And that's what I think they did. They just want to say, oh, practical effects. Blah, let's just barf practical effects and then it'll be good. And then, but also the characters in the movie are questioning everything too. So it ends up becoming a double standard. It's like, I hope this makes sense. The viewers are questioning this movie by watching it going, what the hell is going on? And why is this happening? But also the characters are doing the same thing, but they're questioning what the hell is going on with their situation as the viewers are questioning what the hell is going on with this movie. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fine being unaware of what's going on along with the characters, but I really think like the writing and the plot was just jargon, and it was, oh, let's just throw it all out there, and they weren't trying to be smart. You know, I go back to The Empty Man, Kenny, about how that movie was just a literal mind fuck.
Yeah.
On purpose, but I think this one was a mind fuck by accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my whole thing about this. But then I jump in and I look at the practical effects, and I'm a sucker for good practical effects, and I'm a sucker for a good atmosphere. And I like the atmosphere. I like the practical effects. Of course, acting is always something, but the acting just reminded me of a 1980s horror movie because the acting was trash. So it really felt like 1980s horror movie that came out in 2016. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 stars. So
Yeah.
it's above average, okay? But it's not when I say 3 is above average, okay? It's not good, it's not bad. It's above average. So that's what I'm giving this. 3 out of 5 stars, and a lot of people will probably think that's kind of high. So, and maybe I think you might think it's kind of high. I'm thinking you're gonna go lower than 3 for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
go lower,
let's go.
dude.
Let's hear your spiel, bro.
Hold on. Let me use a special effect for this.
Okay.
You guys ready? All right, hold on.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right. Hold on. I give this movie a 1.5.
Hey, that's our biggest discrepancy we've ever had, bro.
Hey, bro, this movie is kind of trash.
Hey,
all right, hold on. Let me get back.
That's our biggest discrepancy between K. Dinero and Horror Movie Dad. I like it.
Hey, I mean, you gotta have the bingo, you gotta have the bango, you gotta have the Laverne, you gotta have the Shirley,
Right?
You gotta have the peanut butter and the M&M. I mean, I can go on forever, but
Right.
Did I say the peanut butter and the M&M? I
You
meant
did.
peanut butter and jelly. Damn.
Right.
Okay. So the reason why I had and give this movie a 1.5 is because from the gate, I got like kind of sleepy watching it. Maybe it was because of all the Applebee's that I ate earlier, but the acting was subpar. The practical effects.
The acting was trash. Acting was bad.
Yeah. You're right. The acting was trash. It was scatterbrain. The practical effects were really good. I just feel like it was the dollar version of the thing. So I would have given it a 1, but the 1.5 is because the practical effects were really good, and I gave it the point 0.5 because I liked the way the Void looked in his dream, and I liked the way the Void looked at the end of the movie. I really, really, really liked how it was in a different dimension. It was like it wasn't on a planet. It's like you're stuck in the void. The void means emptiness. So it's like you're in this realm where you don't know what reality is, and you're just stuck in it. And at the end, the cop and his wife like hold hands because they're like lost. They don't know. They're stuck in the void and they don't know what to do. And that's it. That's the end. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1.5, and that's my review, man.
Hey, don't worry. I can see how this movie can get a 1.5. I'm
But
I'm just more.
it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. My mom was like, "Oh, it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes."
It's
So
got high ratings everywhere. The
yeah,
Letterbox has an average of 3.1, which is high for Letterboxd. And let's see what IMDb has for it, dude. I'm curious. Hold on. IMDb. IMDb has it as IMDb has it as a 5.9 out of 10. So IMDb is actually giving it the lowest rating out of all three of those sites.
I heard Rotten Tomato has a weird scale of how they rate things certified and fresh. It's
Okay.
almost like not correct. Like if you see a
Okay.
movie that's rotten,
Uh-huh.
then it could still technically be good. And if you see a movie that's certified fresh, it could still technically be trash.
Well, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has two separate rating systems. It has one.
Audience and critic, right?
Right. It has the critic ratings, which is the average of all the critic ratings, and then it has the audience rating, which is the average of all the audience ratings. So a lot of the times there might be something that the critics rate really bad, but the audience will rate it really good, or vice versa, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just like I said before. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for 1980s horror, and I got a soft spot for it. And this just reminded me like it came out of the 1980s, and that's why shitty acting, practical effects, and just a simple atmosphere. You know what I mean? And it was like
Yeah.
it was all done on a budget, and that's what it did. It just brought me back to that. So I have a soft spot for it. So, but overall, if I'm from the outside looking in, I can see how people can not like this movie. I can see the reason why you gave it a 1.5. I can see the reason why Bobby Bubblebath hates it. So, you know what I mean? So
Hey, Bobby, wait.
the opinions
He
I
saw
can
it too?
see. Huh?
He saw it too?
He did.
Oh, wow.
So,
I can't wait to
yes.
read his review.
I think that's it, bro. Any last words on this thing or any last words at all?
No, happy Memorial Day. Thanks for everybody joining.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait for the big 5-0, and you know, we just got to keep it going, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's a landmark to be at 49 and then go to 50, and let's get this thing to 100, and then just keep going, man.
I'm in. I'm in. Let's try to do what we usually do. What we used to do back during COVID times, and that's when Dinero and I started this, is we couldn't leave the house, and I started up doing horror movie dad stuff. And I remember back in the day in high school, that's when I met Kenny freshman year of high school. We always used to sleep over each other's houses and rent some shitty horror movies, and sometimes we find some gems from the VHS rental store. Shout out to Captain Video.
Are they
And
still
even
around?
Blockbuster. It's still around. Captain Video is still open, bro. It's like a
Wow. Wow.
landmark. That's crazy.
Wow. And
And the
so is the
same
Vinyl Records,
guys,
right?
huh?
Is in Vinyl Records?
Vinyl Records is still open too.
Wow.
Those are like staples. over there.
Oh man.
They're time capsules. You walk into Vinyl Solutions and Captain Video, and it's a time capsule. It's
Bro,
insane.
in high school, how many times do you remember going to Vinyl Solution just because you had nothing better to do but see what CDs they had, and they had those massive aisles with the towering of CDs, and you just go through every single CD from
Right.
front to end. It was like 4 or 5 aisles, and they had a listening station. You could listen to the CD.
Yeah, you can get lost at that place. We would stay in there for hours and then not buy anything.
remember, remember there was like two. I don't know, the owners at Vinyl Records were like two like tall guys, but they always looked at us like we're stealing or like we're like up to no good. Like they just
Yeah.
looked at maybe because they hated us because we would just go in there and never spend any money, and they probably look at us like, oh great, these guys just got out of high school, like these guys just got out of class and they're just gonna get our CDs all dirty with their fingerprints and listen to them and not buy anything.
Yeah, and it was right near
I'm
my
saying, I
house. So
bet you that's what they were thinking. These stinky teenagers.
and we lived blocks away from it, so we'd always like I lived a block away, you lived like 3 blocks away, so we were always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times, bro. But what was I getting at? I was getting at something. Ah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, I was getting at that we used during COVID. We did this every other week. We did this every other Sunday, and then after COVID, now our lives kind of got well. At least mine. At least mine's gotten to speed up a little bit with the family and stuff and the kids. And we've been doing this like maybe once every 3 weeks, but I'd like to get back to every other
Hold on, hold
week.
on. Let me give a special
Yeah.
shout to Danda. Thank you, my fellow coworker. It's too late that you kind of joined a little bit later, but we were talking about the movie The Void. You can watch it on Tubi for free, and we just did this whole review on it. Love you too, my guy, and we're gonna go ahead. Horror Movie Dad right here. Give him a follow. He will post this video on his YouTube. So I'll see you at work, and I'll show you where to watch everything. So I appreciate it. But go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, so I will. If you missed it, I will be putting this on my YouTube channel. Dad Watches Horror Movies. It has all of our old D3s on there. This is the 49th. So probably tomorrow or Wednesday, I'll post this up on my YouTube channel. I'll let you all know on TikTok
Yes.
too after it's
Press those
posted.
Hey, whoever's watching, smash those likes, man. Smash them, smash them, smash them. We're trying to get our likes up. So please give us those likes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll take that
man.
for sure.
But
So yeah,
hold on.
our next one.
Hold on. What's that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say our next one is number 50, bro, and it's on you to choose number 50.
It is,
So-
man, and it's gotta be a good movie, man. And thank you for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Y'all are the best. That's what we live for. We want to get those likes. Let's go.
That's right. All right, bro. Well, it was good talking to you. Thanks to everyone who participated and for the likes and for the gifts. It was awesome. And we will see you next time. And just pay if you're not following K Dinero and you're watching me, follow K Dinero. And if you're watching K Dinero and you're not following me, follow me. We'll get this happening. Check out my TikTok page. Check out Kenny's TikTok page. I do a bunch of horror movie crap. So good crap. But that's the deal. All right, bro. I will see you in 2 weeks. Let's get this up in 2 weeks, and we'll go from there.
Danda, let's go. I'll see you at work, buddy.
Cheers, bro.
All right, cheers, man.